Oh, hello. So recently I realized that every time I try to go find an anime to watch, all the animes they give me, I've already watched them. Yes, I'm a weeb, I'm an otaku, and if you're having the same struggles as me, this is the video for you. Because today I'm going to give you my top 10 most unknown animes that no one has ever seen before. None of my friends watch it, but whenever I show it to them, they love it, so hopefully you'll love it too. So, number 10 is gonna be Comet Lucifer! Yes! Anime loves to put the devil in their ish. This anime is for those of you who love fantasy anime. The setting for this anime is Planet Gift, where crystals are buried in the ground. Sogo, wherever he might pop up when I edit, is the protagonist. And he lives in a mining town called Garden Indigo. He basically collects a lot of rare crystals to prove that his deceased mother wasn't crazy. So basically, in the first episode, he's just minding his own business, flying on his scooter, when his childhood friend jumps on the scooter. The friend is making him run away from her fiance that her parents are forcing her to marry. Oh no, we can all relate. But basically, they stumble down into a very big hole in the ground, probably a mining hole. The government is trying to track up or dig up whatever's down there, but they get to it first. So the girl has powers, and he basically discovers that he can now call upon a dragon to freaking fight for him and kill all his enemies, which really comes out of nowhere. Number 9, Chika, the Coffin Princess. So it starts out in the mountains where we meet Toru, the male protagonist, and most likely love interest. Well, Chika's just doing what every girl does on their morning routine, carrying a coffin on her back and going through the wilderness, hiding in bushes. Chika basically calls him poor, trash, jobless. So a unicorn, Phala, attacks them, and they basically work together to kill the unicorn, which at first I felt a little bad because that unicorn was looking really happy and mystic. But then I saw him open his mouth and I was just like, yup, he's gonna have to die. So while all this fighting is happening, Chika finds out that, Toru's actually strong. Apparently, he's a Sobator. They fight really well. They can beat them up. What? You wanna go? Wanna go? But anyways, turns out that Chika is actually a wizard. Wow, that means she's really strong too. And what's she carrying in her coffin? A big gun to shoot up some unicorns. When you see the unicorn split in half, I'm actually looking at this like, is Toru gonna eat that unicorn? Cause he's homeless, poor, and jobless, you know. Are we gonna eat that unicorn, bro? Are we gonna eat that unicorn? So Toru, do you wanna get lunch? Yeah, I want lunch. You could just buy it for me as a reward. Oh yeah, sure, Toru, that sounds perfectly fine. Why can't you just eat the unicorn?
Don't be a dummy.
So it turns out that Chika has been going around the world trying to find the remains of someone who she holds dear to her heart. And Toru introduces her to his sister. And it turns out that she too is a...
First of all, you're stupid.
Since they both strong, Chika said, okay, you guys could fight with me. And then they go off and they fight together. And it's great. Number 8, Baby Steps. Baby Steps is a sports anime. Yes, it's time to buy that sporting gear that I'm never going to ever use except for maybe the first day that I bought it. So the main male protagonist is Aichiro Maru, called Aichan by his friends. lot of A's in his class. Achan really, he hasn't been doing anything with his life except for getting straight A's. This one girl comes up to him in class and asks him for his notes. Her name is Natsu. And no, I'm not talking about this Natsu, I mean this Natsu. Natsu, basically, she is the most popular girl in school. When walking with his friend, he realizes that there is a day in his calendar in which he has nothing planned, because every day he either has cram school or he has to study. Like every middle-aged man, he decides to keep in shape by playing some sport after school. And the sport he decides to play is tennis, mostly because it has a free trial. And he goes to play tennis, and who's there other than Natsu? Wow! No one saw this coming! No one saw this coming! No one saw this coming! Anyways, yes. So Natsu is there. Wow. Great. Great. Apparently, she plays tennis really well, and so does everyone else there. So, when he goes there, Natsu's friends are like, wow, so did you just stalk Natsu here, you stalker? You just freaking stalked Natsu all the way here? Wow. You must really think you're the ish, huh? He basically goes through the whole training thing. And they have to run 10 laps, and I don't know, maybe the 8th lap he passes out. And by the time he wakes up, everyone's playing tennis already. They're done with the training, bro, you missed it. You missed it all. And he's gonna leave, he's gonna go home, but then who stops him? Natsu stops him. And what does Natsu say? Natsu says, I'm not here, tennis isn't a hobby for me. I wanna go pro! Achan's looking at Natsu like, wow, that's great. I wish I had something that I cared about that much. What does he do? He starts getting at that tennis hardcore, taking notes in school. Forget that. I'm gonna take notes on tennis because Achan is so organized, he becomes so much better at tennis. Number 7. Asura crying! This anime is somewhat old. It's not that old. I mean, to me, it has a bit of an old anime art style. Tomoharu, or should I say Tomo, is the main male protagonist. He's left in the care of a metal suitcase by his older brother, and we'll come back to that later. He also has a flying ghost. Like, there's this ghost girl who follows him around everywhere. And honestly, could I get one? Could I get one? Could I get one? Could I get one? In the suitcase, there is a Kurogan, which he will, of course, learn to control after, I don't know, 5 episodes. Yeah, but a bunch of people show up to his house to claim this Kurogan, and the only reason he fights back is because they was destroying my man's house. Now that we're done talking about all the boring parts of Asura crying, let's get to what we all care about. The love triangle! Could I just say, there's a love triangle between a ghost and some other chick we don't need to know her name. You can learn about it when you watch it. But yes, a ghost and some chick. A ghost and an actual human being. Number 6! Big Order! Hoshimiya Eiji is the main male protagonist of this anime. He is believed to be the order user that destroyed Japan with the Great Destruction. Because of that, everyone's trying to kill him. In order to become an order user, you have to make a wish. Kind of like Madoka Magical Girls, if you ask me. If the wish is great enough, then you will have an equal amount of great power. Great wish, great power. Dumb wish, dumb power. The main character, Eiji, he doesn't even know what his wish was, because that's how young he was. His wish gave him the strongest power out of everyone. So he doesn't want to use his power, but everyone keeps taking his sister into custody and basically stabbing her up. Being like, oh yeah, Eiji, if you don't come at me right now with your power, your sister gonna die. And of course, Edgy, he over here like, no, I have to protect my sister.